Hello, and welcome to the fourth installment of the Tao Te Ching. Verse 4. Tao is empty, but inexhaustible, bottomless, the ancestor of it all. It blunts rough edges, untangles the knots, diffuses the glare, at one with the dust of the world. In depthless depths, it is whose child, born before antiquity. Okay. So the Tao is empty. The Tao is empty. Right. Because the Tao is formless. But inexhaustible. So it is empty, but inexhaustible. It's like the waves, the tide. It's inexhaustible. It's continuously coming in and coming out. But then when you ask, what is the waves? Wave almost doesn't exist in a way because it's there and then it's gone. But yet it's inexhaustible, bottomless. Tao is bottomless. It's empty. Doesn't actually have anything within it. It's inexhaustible. And then it's bottomless. Also bottomless. So something is empty, the Tao, doesn't contain anything. But at the same time, it's inexhaustible. It's like a self-perpetuating machine. And it's also bottomless, so it's endless. The ancestor of it all. The Tao, creates everything. The Tao is it's empty, it's inexhaustible, it's bottomless, and the ancestor of it all. So it's obviously the thing that creates everything. And that thing that creates everything, we're calling Tao. And it doesn't have an end. It's bottomless. It blunts rough edges. So it is doing work, right? It's doing work, but it's inexhaustible. It's like this, it's effortless. And it's the ancestor of it all. So everything comes from Tao. It blunts rough edges, untangles the knots. So any problem that you have, any issue that you have, if you allow it to be eroded by the Tao, this inexhaustible, bottomless source of all things, ancestor of it all, will blunt the edges and untangle the knots that you have. So if you allow it to happen, it will settle itself. As Alan Watts says, if you leave the mind alone, it will settle itself into the way. Diffuses the glare. So again, the Tao is working. It's untangling the knot, diffusing the glare. So that thing that is the glaring thing, it's like a rough edge. It untangles the knot. It diffuses the glare. So that thing that is glaring, causing you an issue, taking your attention. This is diffusing it. So maybe it's almost like how your eye kind of changes focus. If you're getting a glare, your eye changes its own focus to sort of dispel that. At one with the dust of the world, right? Because the dust, this whole world, every single thing, every single person is made out of dust. We're all like stardust, really, that has been formed somehow into planets and into people and into trees. And everything is coming from the stars, from dust. At one with the dust of the world. So the Tao is the dust. The Tao is the thing that creates the dust, and the Tao is the thing that is created from the dust. So the Tao is that dust. It's also at one with the dust. And then it also is, we are dust. Damn. At one with the dust of the world. I like that, man. The Tao is at one with the dust of the world, man. That is in depth. That is cool. In depthless depths, it is whose child? Whoa. In depthless depths, it is whose child? Who owns the Tao? Who created the Tao? It is the ancestor of it all. It's this deep, depthless depth. So it's just deep thing without depth because it's present. Whose child? Who? It's like wonder. It's like, who has done this? Who makes the trees grow? The Tao. Whew. Born before antiquity. And it has a question mark there. Question mark. Born before antiquity. When was this thing created? When was the Tao born? It's asking you, was it born before antiquity? It must have been. Like, when did this thing start? Whose child? It's a question. Damn. Tao is empty but inexhaustible, bottomless, the ancestor of it all. Blunts rough edges, entangles the knots, diffuses the glare at one with the dust of the world. In depthless depths, it is whose child? Born before antiquity? Whose child is this Tao? Where has it come from? Was it born before antiquity? Well, it must have been. But yet it's still alive now and still being reborn. It's inexhaustible. Well, this, the fourth verse of the Tao, very deep, very much a paradox, as all of these verses seem to be. Speaking of something that is without bottom, ever changing, sort of ever present, the Tao is just seems to be everything, and if you can get in with the Tao, it will untangle your knots, it will blunt your edges. It's sort of, you have to kind of allow yourself to be blunted against the earth, allow the waves to wash over you, and they will kind of take away your pain, I guess, take away these knots that you have within yourself. It sounds easier than I'm sure it is. Well, I think that's all for today. Verse 4 of the Tao. Tune in next time for verse 5. Have a good day. Peace out.